Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Clara, and I am the co founder and also, I am a full time reseller for 14 years. So I'm so excited to talk about a very interesting topic because eBay, we love you. eBay is our biggest platform and that is the most used on list perfectly. So, eBay, I'm using your colors that you told me that you like so much. But on top of that, eBay, we're going to go with this audience deep to see what's going on with promotions. Is it an investment? Are you wasting your money? The thing is that I have two two incredible people to join me, as you know, that have very opposite views, and they're both super experienced. So let's welcome, with much further ado, to the director of education and events, Trish. Hi, Trish.
Hey everybody, morning. How is everyone?
How are you, Trish?
I am very good. Thank you for asking. I'm looking forward to this. We've been talking about this in Mastermind now for like off and on for 2 weeks.
Nice.
So let's go.
Whoa. So she comes. So, guys, Mastermind every day, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, like 50 plus resellers. So if you're missing out, but on top of Trish, okay, we have our incredible Dana Crawford, Director of Community. And on top of that, guys, wait a second. She does have an accolade over Trish, okay? She is the eBay Hall of Fame winner award, and that's incredible. But don't be fooled, because Trish speaks to eBay team members, tests new features. She has like a big meetups for eBay. You name it. The woman is super connected with both of them with eBay. So we have Dana that just came back from an incredible cruise. And what happened with your eBay promotions? Just give me a teaser, Dana.
Well, yeah, I ran eBay promotions because usually I go on vacation and I make money while I'm on vacation. But this time I did not make money. And I was very sad to come home and I had and I didn't have a drink package. So
Okay, Dana, don't tone it down, guys. She's saying sad. No. The woman was upset. All right. To make look there. Okay, she got red. Okay. So I'm telling you, I've never seen Dana upset. The woman was upset with eBay. You were frustrated, to say the least, Dana, right?
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Very upset that I didn't make money and I spent a lot of money on my vacation.
How much would you say you spent? Do you know? Or you didn't do the math yet? Or you don't want to even see it? I'm like, I don't want to see it because I'm going to change my strategy.
No, my credit card bill when I got home was $1,200, and that was just added expenses.
Whoa. Okay. So Trish,
Yeah.
thank you, Dana. Thank you so much. So Trish, we have you with a different view. All right. And just I'm gonna give you a teaser, guys. All right. Trish, once we're gonna see if Trish can help Dana live. This is not staged. This is not rehearsed. I asked them both kindly, do not give advice. Let's do it live. So buckle up, everybody. And Trish, can you tell me why are you so pro eBay listing promotions? Because I do hear. Let me, audience. If you're in the boat of Dana, I hear you loud and clear. I did my strategy yesterday, Trish, and
Yep.
I have people telling me the same. I just gotta say.
So I think part of the problem is that sometimes we're talking about different things, right? There are three major things we're talking about today. One is standard, regular, promoted listing standard. The other one is called priority promotions. And the third one is offsite ads. And I just want to make sure everybody realizes that that's completely different than coupons, completely different than sales. These are just what eBay does within its site to promote you, and one of them is offsite. And so there are two of these that I think all three of them I think can work wonderfully if you have them set up correctly. But there is one in particular, and I think maybe this is the one Dana used, that can cost you a lot of money in a short amount of time if you're not really careful with this specific one.
I'm curious. So hold on a second. Pause there. Dana, my love, what did you use when she's talking about this? Okay, let's go deeper. What did you use, my love?
Yeah, I think she's talking about pay-per-click.
Pay-per-click?
Offsite.
Which
Are we talking? Ooh, okay. What are we talking about, Trish?
there's pay-per-sale, which is standard regular promotions.
Yeah.
Right.
There's pay-per-click, which is priority promotions, but those are inside eBay. Those are not off-site.
Right.
And then
Okay.
there's off-site pay-per-click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did all of them.
And you did all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, checkmate. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that? Okay. No. All right. So everybody, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so you used all three. Is there one particular that you think you lost more money on than the other, that your ROAS was very low?
I'll show you my stats.
Yeah.
It was all
Okay. Let's do it. When you have the page on, I'm going to share that now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There it is.
There it is. So right now it's showing you, actually, this is the last 31 days sales report. So this is my actual, this isn't doctored up in any way. You can see that I've had no sales. It shows no sales across all campaigns. So if we work our way through on ad fees over to the right, it shows I spent $185 on ad fees. But if we click it to promoted listings, we'll go to that one first. And it shows I had 420 clicks, 0 sold, $124 in ad fees on promoted listings. And promoted stores, only spent $12 on that one, got 19 clicks. And then promoted offsite, $47.76. So if you notice now, I actually had an ad email came in today from eBay, and they said they were going to give me 20% off to run offsite ads. And I went ahead and clicked on that today. So we'll see how that goes in the next week or so. And you can see the stats here while I was on vacation.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
That week that you were on vacation, did you have listings go live? Did you have scheduled listings that went live when you were gone?
I actually listed while I was on vacation. So I did from List Perfectly. I listed a few items while I was on vacation.
Oh, wow. I couldn't help but joining in on this one. Was good one. Okay. I'll retrieve myself, but that was a good one. Well said. Trish.
What I find interesting is that it went so flat, Dana.
Yeah.
That graph went to completely flat. That I find very unusual. So I'm wondering what else was different in that time period. How much do you normally list a day?
Yeah. Do you think your frequency was different? But Trish, she's saying she was working on freaking holidays, Trish.
Yeah, I was doing eBay listings.
But how many do you normally do a day?
I try to do at least 5 minimum.
Okay. And did you get 5 up every day while you were gone?
Not every day, no.
See, I think there's more in play than just, I think it's way more complicated than just we run a campaign. I think that, I've said this forever. I mean, I think really eBay runs on consistency. And when we do something out of the ordinary, eBay doesn't reward us. And I worry that you are kind of fighting against yourself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. So thank you for sharing this, Dana. Do you mind if I stop sharing?
No, I just wanted to point out that the clicks, were horrible. And
so, but let me ask you a question, Dana, because last year, I'll never forget, and correct me if I'm wrong. Last year, you told me, Clara, everybody should be doing promoted listings. I tried it on summer, and it was the best. It saved my summer. Those were your words, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
What do you think changed?
Absolutely. And, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did have you stopped showing my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, no, you can come back here. No, 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 you're fine.
Thank you. It's funny that you mentioned that because I did have more listings up, and my listings actually have decreased. I don't have as usually. I mean, my average sale is $120. That's my
Nice.
average sale.
Nice.
So I have higher end. I have higher end kind of
Yep.
things, but my sales have dropped. But I've also had about 300 items removed that
Wow.
was unplanned. So, and I won't even go into that one, but I had a bunch of items removed. So,
do you think that maybe having, honestly, Dana, okay, here you have it, okay? So Dana, for some reason, okay, have those listings removed from the eBay store. And I have to give it to Trish, Dana, because
yep,
you have like, it looks like I call it an electrocardiogram, but then it goes flat. So I think that your exposure and income was dramatically affected by the removal of those listings. And we understand was an accident, but unfortunately that affected. Okay. And it happens sometimes, with assistants. Okay, they will mess up. Anybody, if you have that, rest assured that List Perfect can restore the listings. All right. So there you have it. Trish, what are your thoughts on that now? So
yeah, I mean, I think
here
it
we
all.
go. So imagine if I'm using those other services that they love to do the bulk deals and release. Just saying, it would mess up your promotion listing. So be careful if you're using those services that they tell you deals and release every week. Okay, make sure that you're not using promoted listings. You're just tossing money from this perspective. And this is proven with Dana.
And especially Dana was set up for pay per click.
right.
The one thing I would never, so that's priority promotion. So Dana was using priority promotion. So she was paying per click. She wasn't paying per sale. The great thing about the regular standard promotions is you only pay if you sell it. So
Right.
you're never going to be in a position that Dana was in, that you've spent a couple $100 and you didn't get anything out of it, right?
Right.
And so I think Tommy has a point. I think the algorithm. Tommy,
I love you. And I'm gonna flirt a little with Tommy. Tommy, I'm wearing the necklace that you like, but I love it. Tommy, yes, okay. The eBay algorithm. I like how he said it, Trish. It's a little
I
bit
think he's right.
You alter a little what eBay is expecting to receive.
Right.
And that affects, okay, somehow your visibility and ranking from your store, from your listings, you name it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important, I think, if you are in a position where you are changing things in your stores, right?
Yep.
That it is way more important to use regular promoted listing standard, because there's no gamble for you. There's no risk to the consumer. Right? We're eBay's consumer. We're the ones who buy from eBay. We buy their services. But in this way, it gives us an ability to be able to put the promotions at whatever we want. We could even do it high to try to drive more sales, but we're only paying if we make money. So, and the difference with that and then priority promotions, there can be a bigger payoff with priority promotions, but there's a much bigger gamble. And so when everything else in your store is not going right, you're not having the same amount of listings, you had things taken down, you're not listing as much, maybe you have a little bit of a different inventory, whatever it is, those things are going against what eBay expects from you. And then the priority promotions can't make up for that lack. So the only way I think to be able to do this without risk is promotion listings standard.
Okay.
That's my best guess. And I missed, you put something up there and pointed at it, and then you took it down too fast.
Oh, no, don't worry. I have Tammy Julson. It says, I received a policy violation earlier this month. So I did not have a sale for 16 days on eBay. That is so correct. That's why it is perfectly. We, as you know, we've been sponsors of eBay Open, main sponsors. We always make sure that there is no policy violations with List Perfectly, because we know it looks cute, to delist and release and do stuff like that automated. But if you do a policy violation, your visibility and ranking, like Tammy saying, literally, I didn't know. I thought it was a quarter. Tammy, thank you for telling me that it's now like fifth. Back in the day, it was like a quarter, the penalty. I
Depends
remember.
on how much you sell, but it can still be a quarter. But the other thing is,
Mm.
the other thing that affects all of this is your standing in eBay and your eBay metrics. So I see this all of the time. Yeah, Amy and I talked about this morning on Mastermind, actually. So
Yeah.
Amy did the exact same thing Dana did, was trying to get her store to be a little bit more active. And what happened was she spent a couple $100 that she didn't really want to spend. And
Yeah.
it's better off putting that money towards promoting listing standard and doing it at a higher rate to try to get those sales. But I also would
Right.
like to say, whether you are above standard, top rated, or below standard, that also can affect the algorithm. And then it also affects who sees your listings. And then it also affects the promotions. So you've got to make sure that you're keeping your store in the healthiest state it can be. And so
Right.
I say this all of the time: account health, account health, account health. On
Yeah.
eBay, your account health is very, very
Yeah.
important. You want to make sure that you're keeping your INAD rate as down as low as possible. Item not as described, for anybody who
Yeah.
doesn't know what I'm talking about. And you want to look at your service metrics and make sure your store is in good standing. Because once it's in good standing, everything else starts to flow, and you can pay for these things and you will get better results.
And also, something that I want to emphasize, where you were saying is that, along with, like you said, you nailed it. If you're going to do these promotions, make sure you feed eBay the frequency and the amount of listings that you normally do. Otherwise, if you're trying to just sell out your inventory, and you see it here, for some reason, Dana was severely affected. We didn't know. Again, literally, this is live. Nothing was planned, but definitely those missing listings affected Dana's tremendously. So make sure, all right, that you are giving the same frequency if you're going to do promoted listings. You don't want to pay promoted listings. What I personally did, Trish and Dana, you know me, I always been social commerce fan. All right. And for me, doing a promoted listing is nothing, because without organic traffic that I was sending from Instagram and Pinterest, because that's when I saw the most return of my money, when I helped it with my organic traffic. So for me, that was my secret sauce. Instagram, Pinterest, and I promote my closet, my eBay store, not the listing, right? You can cross post a sold item to say, look what I sold at the clothing vault. Look,
And
new arrivals.
yeah. And so this is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Dana has a much different business model than I do, right?
Yeah.
So Dana gets high-end items.
Yeah.
They're more designer based, and she has a much different clientele than I do. I sell everyday clothing, just stuff that you're going to wear that no one is, you're searching for a pair of jeans, you may buy them from me. They're not high-end jeans, but they're, $25 jeans.
Right.
So I think that Dana could promote her store a lot easier than I could. I am not convinced that anyone cares what I'm getting next week, because I think people just buy the stuff that I have on search. But I do think somebody like Clara's store, the Clothing Belt, or Dana's store, those stores get a certain kind of thing over and over and over again. And so somebody who likes a certain dress, like all I can think of is the Kate Middleton dresses that Dana and I have spoken about, that she would get these Kate Middleton dresses in. And, so if you like that look, if you're into the old money aesthetic and you kind of like that idea, you may bookmark Dana's store and come back again and again.
That's exactly what I would do, because you're creating that bond on social media. Don't forget, Instagram people are they're very visual. They're very compulsive buyers. Why you think influencers are making millions, all right, by offering a shampoo, a face lotion, or whatever. All right. So this is a reality. Divert that. This is how I did it. I remember most people were like, yeah, let's steal the traffic from eBay. And you have all these kind of things. And I'm like, no, I was like, I'm sending from my website to eBay. Obviously, my website have lower prices on eBay and they could come back. And sometimes they would just stay more comfortable on eBay. But for me, it was such a win-win situation to leverage promotions and add the organic social commerce aspect, in that now that back in the day was not allowed, I was doing it hash hash, and they gave me permission, but they're like, okay, we want to see where it goes, Clara. And they let me. I'm talking about 14 years ago. They didn't let you say you have an Instagram store or anything like that. So I'm sorry, an Instagram profile, not even a store, okay, because you can have a business profile. So anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up. Audience, beautiful audience. So I want to hear from you right now. We have a lot of people. Give me thumbs up. But first, which eBay promotions, okay, have you tried? Have you, just let us know, and take advantage that we have Dana and Trish here. Yes, Dana.
I want to point out too that daily budget has got to have an influence as well. So the price that you set for your daily budget is going to have an impact. And I think that, like, when I take a look at my daily budget, even on promoted off-site, it was $5, while promoted listings,
you want me to share your screen?
Sure.
All right. Show us.
I just wanted to show you quickly the difference in the daily budget. Now, I've paused these bottom ones because I wanted to now just do off-site promotions, because eBay just gave me a 20% off coupon. So they gave me that today, actually. So they must have heard about the show. I don't know. But so I decided to make it active.
Hall of Fame going live. Okay, next.
The daily budget, the minimum is $5 on that daily budget. They wouldn't let me go to like $1 on that. So I thought that was interesting, but it already shows you that it's down 98%.
So
wow.
Crystal Mouse does this. We talked about it this morning in Mastermind. So Crystal does this. She's a used clothing seller. I was surprised she did this, because in my head, I wouldn't think this would help her. But she does it. Oh, there she is. She does it. She uses standard promotions and off-site promotions, not the advanced, not the click one that Dana wasted her money on. So she uses the other two.
Invested, all right?
No, I meant to. No. I wasn't being wise. I meant Dana felt like she wasted her money. I meant Dana.
I'm sorry. You know me. I'm like, I take everything.
No. But
I just gave it to eBay. Take my money.
But for Crystal, I think she has it set at $7 a day, Dana. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And the other one is a variable, is standard promotions. I believe she uses the variable, and she puts a cap. So on that, you can say, like, I'll go up to 8% or whatever, and then that goes up and down depending on the market for the day.
Yep.
So, but I do think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think you're going to get more attention, though, don't you? If the higher you roll the dice and gamble, you would think.
Well, I think it all depends. I really think, honest to God, I really think all of these, I do not think that we can promote ourselves out of a bad store. And what I mean is a bad store that eBay, like, not listing enough, not doing all the other things.
Answering messages. Yes, absolutely. Not responding to returns. There is a lot of factors that influence, let's say, in and promotion is not gonna fix the fact that you lost top-rated seller.
I think too.
The fact that you got a policy violation, the fact that you're listing less.
So
I agree with you.
Have you been running promotions, Trish, in your store?
Yeah, what are you doing? Show us.
Well, I would show you, except for Liz turned them all off on me. So
Liz is her
usually
daughter. So just to let you know, the beautiful thing of reselling, you have here Dana, power selling mom, which, she's a very independent woman and made it happen with her family. But Trish went above and beyond and left her business to her daughter. So Supercell Trish goes to her daughter. So I just want to mention that up, and that's who Liz is.
So I went in to look, and I was going to show you guys, and she doesn't have any running at the moment. And I said to
Okay.
her, why don't we have any running? And she said, why? Our sales are good. Why do we want to throw our money away? And inside I died a little.
Well, do you have a history? Did you ever run any? Because you can go back the history.
Yeah.
And search.
I all of the time ran 2 to 5%. I never did more than 5. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I always ran a 3-day sale, and I
Okay.
ran a deep 3-day sale. So for me, I kind of used the sale and the promotions together. That was kind of my strategy.
Mhm.
And I think you guys just have to find something that works for your store. And I'm going to do my best now to convince Liz we should be running at least at 2%, just across the board.
Yes, that's what I used to do. The 2% plus organic. I didn't want to pay more. I was like, I'm already paying you. You guys all know how eBay. I'm already paying you. Fees. And then I opened my own website. I have a person buying like 17 items for $7,000, and we ship it internationally to Malaysia, and that was obviously a chargeback in 5 days, and there was no eBay protection. So all of a sudden I was like, I love eBay fees.
Exactly. And I just want to say this, there is an eBay advertising website. If you want to throw it in the on the screen, Clara, I put it in our private.
No, you're not presenting yet.
No, I know. I'm just telling you, I put something in our private chat for you to give everybody. It's ebayadvertising.com.
Okay.
And that tells you and explains everything that eBay does for advertising. If you've never been on that site, it's a really great site to go and look at. It will tell you everything you can do, what all of the tools are. It breaks it down. It tells you all the different kinds of promotions they have, and then how you can leverage it. Oh, leverage, good word. Leverage it to get seen. So I just wanted to give that to everybody. And I thought what was really interesting is that there are 132 million active buyers, 2 billion live listings, but only 950 million live promoted listings.
Wow.
So that means almost, almost half of the people are promoting. And I think if that's true, that proves how important this is. So go in and look at these, see what you can glean from this
Interesting.
eBay.
So it's a great investment opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that, like anything, guys, and again, this is what I learned from reselling. This is how I build this perfectly with our own money. There is no investor. So obviously, when you're going to make that investment, if I would have done that investment, let's say, on this business, but I didn't have the technology, I would have failed tremendously. So I think that the same goes for you guys, because I'm running LP like if it was my selling store, right? And then and for me is, if you're gonna invest on those promotions, make sure that you don't decrease the frequency of your listings. Make sure you stay in compliance. Make sure you answer messages promptly. Yes, answering messages does affect your visibility. eBay does not want to do customer service for you. Anytime a customer doesn't hear from you and they have to call customer service, eBay, you're like, they're literally, they don't like that. It's time that you're taking away from eBay, and they expect you to run those communications with the buyer, and then eBay just intervenes when it's necessary, when there is controversy or any kind of additional communication. So what a life. Hold on a second. So have we heard, guys, in comments? I want to see, let's see. Mom and Me Fashion says, I do pay. If sold, I never paid in advance. Okay. Flipping Hippos. Hi, my love. Okay. So I'd be interested to hear which Trish uses, since our business models are so similar. Can you just in case repeat?
Yeah. So I use the regular standard promotions, and I always did 2 to 5%. And then I did dabble every once in a while. I promoted my store a few times, Star, but I never found that I thought it was worth the effort, because I really don't think that's how people buy from used clothing sellers. If you're just a generalized used clothing seller. So Star, I'd be interested to see what you think about that. Would you agree with that? Or do you think people, well, I mean, you're Star Bryson, so maybe it's a little different, but do you think people go to find you specifically?
Yeah, it is
Like,
a little different from the average seller, okay?
yeah, exactly. That might not be a fair question to her. But I don't think anyone cares if they're buying their used shirt from me or from Star. But I do think if you're selling something more expensive and higher quality, that who you are buying from becomes a bigger thing. And that's why I think sometimes, like for Dana's clientele or for Clara's clientele, if they knew you could get interesting vintage pieces, that they might be more apt to come back to you again and again. But I don't think anyone cares about me in that way.
All right, but there you have it, audience. If you are not subscribed to Flipping Hippos, and also she does listing party right after we go to listing party today, so I highly recommend you. Thank you, Star, for always believing in List Perfectly. Mama and Me Fashion, we talk about my sales have been pretty flat lately, though. I'm trying to post daily, but still sales are slow.
Okay,
I
so
can
I think
I
you've
cannot
done
emphasize,
daily.
okay, you guys have no new inventory. Believe me on this, okay? Just go and edit, all right? Maybe you undo the background remover or change the color of the background, redo the title, and believe me, eBay thinks of you. But careful, eBay does. The images have metadata, all right? So if you try to create a listing with the old images, eBay knows about it. So make sure, all right, you do any kind of edit that destroys the metadata. And so eBay is going to know that if you put a new title and a tweaked description in an optimized image or a different image, counts like a new listing. So don't let that, if you don't have any more listings, make sure that you're doing the release strategically, not just delisting and relisting and hoping that it's going to sell, okay? Because you're deleting and relisting, that's insanity. That's insanity, all right? Doing the same action and expecting a different outcome. And you're not here to gamble. Your strategy should not be gamble. Delisting and relisting should be strategically, and that was done by people that are not resellers. They hear what they can do. Obviously, we understand that it's necessary from some marketplaces, but we're talking about eBay promotions today.
And I think you need to be careful of what you're putting your money on. So look at it, set a campaign up, and in a week, go in and look at it. If it's going the way you want to, let it keep going. If it's not going the way you want to, see why. Are you not spending enough? Are you spending too much? Is it the wrong type of promotion for your items? Tweak it. You do not have, just because you started it doesn't mean you have to let it go forever. And also, just remember that, to me, expensive, what Dana did was an expensive click without any conversion, right? So you want to make sure, if you put yourself in that position, you are watching it very diligently, and that everything else in your store is going the right way, because I really believe you cannot pay yourself out of these situations. We need to list every day, make sure we're doing all the things, and then eBay will reward us.
That's right. That's right. So, what would you say? So we talk about, so we're going to give a little strategy, but I would love to hear from you, Trish and Dana, okay, what you think about my suggestion. And again, I want to see, again, understand, okay, your listing and your let's say your capacity in order to keep the frequency of your listings at the same pace that you were doing. But what we say is test. Could you say give it a test, at least 2%, like Trish said? Give it a test, and then what would you say, for how long should we test it, and then to make an educated decision if it works for different sellers or not? And keeping in mind that we have sellers with higher conversion rates, lower conversion rates. So let's talk about an average. What would you say? A week, a month? What should I do?
30 days.
30 days. All right, there you have it. Pro tip moment. Do you agree, Dana, or would you do it for less?
I say,
Now that you've been wounded.
I say 3 months.
Oh,
3 months. Because
I think
in my experience, every single time in my 28 years of selling on eBay, every time eBay rolls something out,
yeah,
system changes, everything changes, and it takes 3 months for your store to get back into the swing of things. And I think that in this situation with, I've switched some things up, I've changed some things, removed a ton of listings, trying to get things back. I think it's going to take me 3 months, to be honest.
I think Dan is right. So I'm going to stick with my 30 days. If you're somebody like me and you're listing, 20 a day, 7 days a week, I think at 30 days you could have, but if your store's gone through any flex mode, anything's changed, I think Dan is right. It's 3 months before you're going to see. Consistency matters on eBay. Consistency matters. It will reward you for consistency. It's just going to take a little while to get there. And I think Dan is completely right. If anything's going on in your store, new items, changing things, 3 months.
Oh, another suggestion. I don't know if you agree. Okay, let's get at the debate moment. All right, like Doug said, debate. I found, all right, and again, I haven't sold full time for so long since I started List Perfectly, but I found it was useless to do promoted listings if you have, when I go on holidays and you have like a 5-day shipping and handling. Useless.
Yep, I think it's better to put your store on vacation than switch it to 5-day handling.
Yep. Or whatever it is, but they like it, 1 day SNH.
Right.
They absolutely do.
Okay.
They absolutely do. eBay rewards you for same day shipping and handling or 1 day.
That is so true. Yep. Oh my goodness. But that's why the best relationship as a reseller you're going to have is with your mailman. Make sure you get them a gift, okay? And be smooth because, at the same time, he's a public employee and they're not supposed to accept it. But at the same time, you're going to be smooth and, but definitely make sure you have a great relationship with your postman. And that Crystal is saying, I think promotions can be a valuable tool for every seller. It's just a matter of experimenting with which types of campaigns work.
Do A/B
I agree with that completely.
A/B testing.
Yep.
Go, Crystal. Crystal Mouse, power user of List Perfectly. Thank you, Crystal. Tommy in Seattle, my love, says, when adjusting your campaigns, do you do it gradually or just by bumps? For example, do you go from 5 to 5.5, the 6 until you hit 9, or can you go from 5 to 9? What would you say, Trish?
Well, as a girl who took her entire store from free shipping to paid shipping in 1 day and then totally screwed up her algorithm for a good 3 months, I am going to say that I think be conservative. I think, Tommy, it's an interesting idea, Tommy. And do I think eBay is going to penalize us to go from 5 to 9 because it's up? No, I don't. But I think if you went from 9 to 5, it may penalize you. So if you were going to be going, I think it's the down part that would be more important than the up part, if that makes sense. But I think either way, I think it's a smart play to go smooth and to do it little bit by little bit with eBay. I really do think that eBay will respond better to that. It doesn't like sudden movements. It's like a really scared cat. It doesn't like sudden movements at all.
I always go backwards. So like, how when you list something, it'll ask if you want to promote it. And then you do that. So I would start mine at 10% and then I would go down. Like
interesting. Wow.
I would start.
I've never done that. I would have guessed if I do that my visibility and I would think I couldn't get the return of investment that I like. So how did that work for you? So have you been doing all these years?
I haven't been doing it lately, but I was going that system. And because I have high-end items, I want to move them fast. And, because you have to sit on higher end items longer. So in my experience, so I would start with 10% and then I'm a consignment seller. So I have it clear in my contract that that we either split or they pay for the promotions. So it's not going to affect me. too much. So I will definitely add that at
And
10%.
how long did you keep it at 10, Dana, before you went down? I'm just interested. It's a
Yeah.
really interesting strategy. I've never thought of it.
Yeah. I would do a month. I would do it for a month, and then I would go back in, and that's when I was really monitoring my listings hardcore before actually this second batch of promotions at eBay launched. So that was the strategy I was doing, and it was actually working for me. So it's something, it's worth trying, I think.
Now, one thing that I want to say, that maybe it's redundant, but audience, please don't do promoted listings without analytics, all right? So make sure you're promoting the right listings. Please use that incredible, I always talk about that incredible data that eBay gives you. For me, is the one that gives you the best data analytics on buyer behavior is eBay, period. For me, drop mic, done. So yes.
It's not even a close second. Nobody gives us the data that eBay does. And if you are not looking at the data, you're missing the boat, because eBay
this
gives
is not LP analytics. This is eBay buyer.
Yeah.
They're telling you watchers, impressions, views. My goodness, go. Okay. And if you don't come to mastermind, Trish will teach you. Okay.
Not using the data should inform your decisions, and the data should drive what you're doing. And if something's working, do more of it. If something isn't working, do less of it, and change with the data. But I do think it is taking at least the 30 days to kind of know what the data is going to tell you, and then 90 days to really know where you stand in something. So when you start out, only risk what you can risk. That is why I would tell everyone to start with standard promotions, because then you're only paying if you sell it. And then my next one that I would suggest would be the offsite ads. Set a price, only pay, and you look at your ROAS. So ROAS is return on investment spend. And that will tell you for each dollar that you spend of advertising, how much money you're getting back.
Right.
So that is a figure that you can look at very easily. It's right in your dashboard for, right in your campaign dashboard to be able to tell you under advertising what you're spending and how much you're getting back. Right. And listen, would I spend $5 to make 100? I would. You know what I mean? Would I spend $50 to make 100? Maybe not. But so you just have to decide, right, where you feel okay with doing. And just remember that you just have to keep it in mind that this is part of your cost of doing business, in my opinion.
Exactly. I agree with you. And before we move to Kurt and Laurie Johnson, one thing that I can tell, if you have a promotions campaign going on and somehow you have a return item not as described, okay, and you can take the loss, just let it go, all right, and make sure you dispute it, etc. But make sure, all right, that you take care of those items not as described or returns or anything, because that's another factor that influences that. Even though you might have 10% promotion bracket, okay, it's not going to help you if you have problems with returns. Hi, Chicken Toad. Okay, what do you think is a good ROAS?
ROAS. I think classically, we talked about this morning for e-com. Some people say $3 for every one spent. Traditionally, they would say $4 for every one spent. I think depending on which kind of ads you're running, it can be much higher than that. But would you spend $1 to make 4? I would. So, I mean, I think that's just how you have to look at it and decide what you're comfortable with.
Yep. No, absolutely.
It's not like back in the day we could put a Beanie Baby on and make $1,000.
Not like that anymore.
So back then we would have to hustle across MySpace and put your items out on MySpace as everything evolved and changed over the years. So now it's all about paying for ads. And in addition to marketing, like you were talking about Instagram, and still putting your product out there, and hashtags are everything in that type of marketing. So I think that a combination of everything would definitely be helpful on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Just like Instagram, you got to feed the algorithm.
Right.
Yeah, no. And one thing I think that Dana, we're forgetting, okay, please optimize your listings. Yes, okay. Even Victoria Egan, LB Pink Peacock is using the listing assistant, okay? So and she's very picky the way she lists her items, all right? So I'm the happiest woman in the world. So please, if you're gonna do promoted listings, simple business and pro, everybody has access to the listing assistant. Obviously, the listing assistant on simple plan is very basic compare, okay, to Pro Plus. Pro and Pro Plus are the same quality. So I just want to make sure that you invest. You don't need to be on Pro Plus every month, but at least invest on the month that you are gonna be doing those promotions. Then you can template. Go. This is an LP hack. Template. Okay, if you're gonna go down to business, you can template what you did with the Pro Plus. So that's something just to keep in mind. Please, make sure that and try list perfectly. 100 free listings. You get to try LP, and you get to try the listing assistant. You get to try cross posting. You get to try all marketplaces. You even get to try for 5 days the listing party. So maybe you do 99 listings and then you just come for 5 days and see listing party how it
We
helps
love
you.
that. Come and see it. I think if you listen, in my opinion, listing party is, worth our weight in gold, according, as in the subscription part of
Audience here,
it.
give us the support. Let everybody know about listing party, okay? Because
Um,
we have so many from listing party here. Come on.
Exactly. And so, but you can come. We do everything from a daily mastermind. Kathy Cox does a lattes and ledgers on Saturday afternoon where everybody gets together and they do their books. Jill Mustasha does sip and list every Friday night. They true crime and list. Star does that. So if you're into true crime, which, who isn't?
Who isn't?
Who
Gabi
isn't?
Petito. Do Gabi Petito.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Oh my goodness. Gabi Petito. That's crazy. Okay. Uh-huh.
And listing party, I just think, and Nisha does a jewelry party. There's 411 every single day. If you have any questions, you can go there every day. Nisha does jewelry once a week. And then there are other people we're doing, we're going to start doing some category specific things. And we're also going to start to do some, weekly accountability. We do that on Tuesdays. So I really think that even if, you're new at this and you're just getting your feet wet, come and see us. We only do well when you do well. We want you to get to the next level. And Malika's pretty new and she comes almost every morning. And let me just tell you this, she gives me crap and it's the awesome. Like she challenges me. She'll be like, why are you saying
That's
that?
why I love customers that challenge you. I love
she
it.
keeps me honest to be able to say why I think things, and I really appreciate it. I know I sound like I don't, but I really do. Oh yeah, and Desiree is great to point this out. The 24-hour room. There's a 24-hour room. You can go. You can ask a question. You can show up just to hang out, or you can go and you can ask a question. Oh, thank you, Kelly. That was very sweet. You can go and ask a question, and somebody can help you figure out how to get to the. And the other thing I love is we'll be in mastermind or we'll be in something and somebody will say, I don't know how to do this. And somebody else will say, meet me in the 24-hour room after this and I'll show you how to do it.
Yep.
There aren't a lot of places that you can just get the information so quickly and that everybody wants you to do well. We're not in competition. It isn't a competition. There is enough to go around for everybody in this business. And that is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. E-commerce is big enough for all of us, Amanda says. And I
Right.
want to remind you, to those of you, that the free resources of List Perfectly, we have the biggest community when it comes to giving support to our customers. We have List Perfectly group, we have eBay groups, okay? We have the seller community blog, we have listing party, we have the seller community podcast, Facebook group, Instagram List Perfectly Inc., TikTok, Reddit, referral programs, LinkedIn, Facebook page. So I just want to remind you there is a million ways for you, if you're not with List Perfectly, to reach out and let us know what questions you may have about List Perfectly. Dana is saying she's going to do so.
Yeah.
Teaser right now.
Talk
Tease it.
about that. Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You're hearing it here first, exclusive, that our listing party launches next week, and it's going to be, it's a swap meet. So how many people remember Swap Shop? I heard that it's on Netflix. Actually, I have to watch it, but it's going to be a place for you to come and share what you're selling. It's going to be it's going to be what do we do with the third Wednesday or the last Wednesday of every month, and or Thursday? Go ahead and check listingparty.com and you'll see to add it to your calendar. And we're going to do it.
Thank you. Add to the calendar.
Add it to your calendar is so important so that you remember everything and you get notices.
Yep.
So you won't be late for the party. Yep. And on our swap meet, you'll be able to share what you're selling. We're going to have deals for each other, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to get involved with that, and I hope everybody will come.
Oh, amazing. So there you have it. I can't wait to have this swap meet listing party. And, you heard it. We're going to wrap this up, this session. But to those of you that have List Perfectly already, don't forget that you can come and continue this. We're going to go on a deeper level on listing party. You can join us. We're going to take a break of 10 minutes. So, and maybe you don't have List Perfectly type. Try 100 listings, 5 days, money back guarantee, and you can join us to listing party. It takes only a minute to create the profile. You can use the same password and the same user ID. No need to create different things. All right. So thank you, Dan. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, everybody, for participating on this controversial topic. Thank you, everybody. Bye.